I always spaz that they can't hear us. Hey everybody!
Hi family!
So I'm Esther Levy here with my good friend Dr. Theresa, and we are live here with the EQ Institute. First, let me introduce who we are. We are the EQ Institute, and we cultivate emotional health through business development and emotional intelligence and emotional quotient. And our mission and passion is basically supporting leaders and individuals in the world that are providing amazing value to the marketplace. And how we do that is we support them and helping them be the best they can be with their products and services, whether we are doing their website, we are providing social media management, photography, videography, all the technical type of support that they could possibly use for their small business or large business, right?
Right.
As well as emotional intelligence.
Yes.
And we do that through workshops, classes, live events, whatever. And the newest member of the family, it's not the newest member of the family, but it's actually something we've just recently reincorporated, is our family photo booth.
Oh! Because humor is one of the emotional intelligence.
It is.
Yes.
So anyway, so just wanted to put that out there first of who we are, what we're up to, and what we're doing. And we have apparel as well. So let me just quickly show you some of our apparel items here. So we have Recognize Your Level of Crazy and Manage It. We have different apparel, and we have clothing. We have all kinds of accessories, what have you. So, enough about us. So, let me introduce you, and thank you everybody for watching. I love to see everybody out there. So, let me introduce you to our guest for today, Dr. Theresa.
Hi everybody, hi family. Such an honor to be here with Ala Esther today. It's a real treat. I enjoy so much learning more about everyone else out there in the world and talking to everybody. And it's a real heart mission for me to help people understand social media. And when Ala Esther asked me about talking about the emotion behind the advertising, I lit up like a Christmas tree.
Is that a Hanukkah bush or a Christmas tree? Or both?
Oh, both.
Both.
Both. Both.
So we're going to talk a little bit tonight about, how Facebook ads and how we're going to recognize our crazy in marketing, right? And how that affects all of us out there, whether we're marketing on Facebook or marketing live just by talking to each other, right?
Right.
Because we're constantly marketing, right? We're constantly selling ourselves.
Yes, I think the most important thing for anyone to know who's running a business is you're in the business of marketing the business. Your business is marketing. 60% of effort should go towards marketing. It's more than just waking up in the morning and saying, oh, I think I'll post something today. A lot of it comes down to knowing who your audience is and what their emotions are.
Yeah. So we're going to let's talk a little bit about this, and anyone who's been on the show and anyone who knows me and how I do things, I like to do things very organically. I like to just have a normal conversation, right? Relax. We're here at Gaia. It's a beautiful space. If you've never been here, it's in Hollywood. It's fabulous, and we're just gonna have a conversation. So first I wanna, and the other thing I wanted to mention before we get into, let's say, marketing or whatever, I also wanted to put it out there that we are all self-employed. What did you say? I heard this on Brian Tracy a long time ago. We are all self-employed, and we sell ourselves. We are the brand, okay? We are the brand. We sell ourselves to whoever it is that's paying the paycheck or they're writing the check or whatever it is, right? So we're marketing.
Whether it be an employer writing the check, whether it be a client writing the check, whether it be people buying your product and giving you money, it's your brand. You are the brand.
Exactly. Even when you're making friends.
Yes.
Even when you're making friends. So this show is really not just about business owners or employees or career or finance. It's really about getting your emotions and how you work to market yourself using your EQ, your EIEQ, and we're going to refer to EIEQ instead of emotional intelligence, emotional quotient, because it just takes too damn long.
Now that was organic.
Okay. So let's get comfy. Let's have a seat. You guys
Everybody
out
have a
there,
seat. Everybody have a seat.
Have a seat out there. So first thing I want to do is I really want to get to know Dr. Theresa, and I think you guys want to get to know her. And she's such an interesting person, and I always call her Mrs. Rogers. Who knows Mrs. Rogers? Mr. Rogers out there, remember? So she reminds me when she does her Facebook Lives, she does this. Yes, see, someone just said yes.
Oh.
She's the Mrs. Rogers, okay?
Guilty. I'll
By the
walk
way,
down
we
the
need to
street
go
say
see
hi
that
to people.
movie, by the way. Did you ever see that movie, Mr. Rogers?
I didn't know there was one.
Yes, with Tom Hanks. It just
Oh,
came
Tom
out
Hanks would be
a couple
perfect,
months
Mr.
ago.
Rogers.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm sure everybody's wondering, am I a real doctor?
So we're going to get
If
to
she's
that.
a doctor, is she Mrs. Rogers? Who is she?
Yes.
Who is she?
So let's get into it. So who are you? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a fourth-generation entrepreneur. I'm named after my great-grandmother who came over to America from Naples, Italy. And
That would explain your last name. How do you pronounce
yes,
it?
Pantanella.
Pantanella. I knew I said it
Pantanella.
right. Pantanella.
You got it.
Okay.
So, in my desire and heart, I always knew, because my grandpa said the only way to really have a successful life is to be in business. So, I pursued being an entrepreneur. Had my occupational therapy degree. Spent 24 years as an occupational therapist, and I'm really very proud of all the people that I helped, and the hundreds of people that I helped with their back pain or neck pain, recover from hip surgeries. I'm very grateful to have had that opportunity. And you know, life changes it. As our emotions change, as our emotional intelligence changes, our lives change. You know, it's been said, one of my mentors has told me that the quality of your life depends on the questions that you ask. At this time in my life, back when I was an occupational therapist, I wasn't asking real high quality questions. And you know what? I can remember the day like it was yesterday. It was my life changed on a beautiful sunny South Florida day. Gorgeous day. Oh my gosh. Walked to my BMW convertible, popped the top. Woo-hoo. I'm driving down the road, feeling that warm sunshine on my face. It was just a regular day for me. I had 2 clinics and 14 employees. It was almost at the 7-figure mark. I pulled up to my clinic, and there was a couple guys there in dark suits. They didn't look really happy. You know, kind of, your arms folded across the chest, looking grumpy. They said, "Well, Dr. Pantanella, you are under investigation for Medicare fraud." And my heart stopped. I could feel the blood just drain from my face. And I could see my employees through the glass and the look of fear on their face. Just the distress. So I went to my lawyer's office. And the lawyer, he's flipping through papers. He said, "Well, I don't know. I'll do the best I can, but it looks like you may have to do some time." Time? Esther, I hadn't even had so much as a parking ticket. I mean, I grew up in an upper middle class neighborhood, went to a private Catholic high school. What was even time? So he tells me, "Don't worry about it. They'll probably just send you to camp." Okay. I like sleeping underneath the stars. "Oh no," he says, "the kind of camp with bars."
Oh my goodness.
We were on the 5th floor of an office building in downtown Fort Lauderdale. 5th floor. I tell you, I stared out the window. If there was an opening, I would have jumped. But I didn't. I actually did go to camp. I could, as I walked in, the door, it goes like click, 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 boom, and it closes. And there was a female guard there, and she handed me a clear plastic bag, and I'm thinking, "What's this for?" And she followed me. Barely any words are spoken between you and the guard. Just I follow her, and it's your classic 4x4 room with the white walls and no windows, and she's there. Take all your clothes off, everything in the bag. As I took one piece of clothing off after another, kind of felt like my identity was just drifting away, just peeling away, fading, disappearing. Went from sketchy to gray to black to nothing. She hands me the orange jumpsuit. She says, "You will no longer be known as Theresa Pantanella. You will be now known as 9779004. It's true. And I have the number memorized because every time I was called by my number. So, life in prison is interesting. One day, about 80 of us got called into the big hall. And this is never a good sign. So we go in there and nobody knows what's going on. They reassigned all of our cells. So I end up in a new cell. I have 2 new roommates. And we got to suck it up. And there's 3 Bibles there. I ask, because you learn, don't touch anything in prison if it's not yours. Don't do that. Immediate sign for trouble. Even the Bible.
Probably especially a Bible.
Right. So I just started reading. They said it was okay for me to use it. Like any good book, I thought you started at the beginning. What did I know? I've learned a lot since then. Went to a lot of Bible studies, and that's where my emotional intelligence really increased. Meeting God, knowing Him, and starting to ask the right questions, starting to ask the questions that increase the quality of my life, and starting to really understand I was the one that put myself there. I can remember the day, Esther, and they had like a gravel track, and you go round and round and round the track, and there was nothing else to do. You either sit there and you don't want to talk to anybody else because it's very depressing. But anyway, the day came where I realized I put myself there, and I prayed and prayed and prayed and started learning that there was not only a good faith for me to have in my heart, and the emotion of that faith and the deepness of that emotion, it's where life can spring from. And it's where the emotional intelligence becomes clearer. So in all that experience that I had, it made me really think about, what am I going to do now? And from an emotional perspective, for me, I was a mess. It wasn't me. If you'd have met me 5 years ago, you wouldn't even said hello. Because I was, but anyhow, I don't want to make this about me. I want to make it about them, about your audience, because they're here to learn about emotional intelligence.
Yeah, but you're teaching us. You're teaching us, and so what I want to ask you is, because in my class, which we're having September 22nd, we're having our class come up, and in this class, we get really down and dirty about what you just described. Is what high EQ looks like, what low EQ looks like, and the scenarios that cause the downfall and the spiral of one decision down to the next decision, to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, and then what ends up happening at the end of all those decisions, boom. You know what I'm saying? Now, where are you?
Yes.
So tell me,
So
where were you? What were you making? What were your decisions? Where was your head at before that moment happened? Before those people in the black suits showed up? What were the kind of decisions and the kind of conversations that you were having with yourself?
Yes, that's a great question.
You can call me Esther, by the way. I know people always wonder: is it Allah Esther? Is it Allah? It's Esther. Just call me Esther.
Okay, it's Esther. For me, And I think this is important for everybody to know. And as when you're looking at your marketing, also, the kind of questions I was having in my head, it wasn't about how I was serving the world. It wasn't about how people would feel if I did X. It was about making a dollar. It was about making sure my clients got better. Yes, that was an ultimate concern for me always. How I went about that in terms of, if I went out and did marketing, it was done not on a serving level. It was done on I have to go do this in order for my business to grow. Now, for me, the marketing is about what difference would this make? What difference would it make? If I was here doing my marketing or if I was there. And I've learned part of that downward spiral that I had was not only the questions I was asking myself, the thoughts, was also the people around me. And this is, I think, is really key. Like when you have your workshop on September 22nd, I think it's really important for anyone who's listening is to take the person you spend most of your time with during the day, take that person with you. Because the people around you will cause the questions to either spiral up or spiral down. Now for me, I'm always finding myself in gratitude or in service. I didn't know gratitude before this. I had done an immense amount of self-development. Immense. And a lot of that self-development was based on the almighty dollar. It wasn't about your heart. It wasn't about being mindful. Did I learn a lot about myself? Yes, I had some tremendous breakthroughs, but I didn't apply them to my soul. And it was there when I was away, figuring out how to read the Bible. I would go to the Rotary Friday night. I would go to the Gospel Baptist service on Saturday. I would go to the Indian services on Sunday morning, and we'd pass some kind of pipe around with tobacco. I never smoked it though, because I don't smoke.
This was after you got out?
No, this was when I was away at prison.
Oh, you could go to those things?
Yeah.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, there was like 17 different types of religion being practiced there.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and as long as there were 3 people that wanted that type of religion, they would allow it, which was cool.
They would come into the prison and share these things, or you
Yes.
could go there?
Well, for the rosary, a volunteer came and said the rosary with us,
Oh.
and she would give us a rosary, and then she would take it back. And the guards, of course, are counting the rosaries as she's coming and going. At the Baptist services, the person in charge, the pastor and the minister in charge of the entire religious section, she would lead those services. Then Sunday morning, we were on our own, and you had to sign off for the 2. They only gave us 2 matches to light the pipe, and you had to sign off on the matches. You had to bring them back to use. Everything's regulated there. And we were kind of on our own. There was one of the gals there that somehow she was the proclaimed leader, and you don't argue with that sort of thing. And then on Sunday nights, there was a priest, a Catholic priest, and he would come give us service on Sunday night, which was nice. So I would spend the entire weekend learning more about this emotion and my faith. And the faith is the strongest emotion you can have. If you can wake up in the morning and ask yourself, I always ask for the Holy Mother to show me God's love for me today. And for everyone that's listening, if you're not a firm believer in God, if you don't have that kind of relationship yet, think about waking up in the morning and saying 3 things you're grateful for. 3 things you're grateful for. This is what makes a big difference for people. And having a huge shift for me to have that level of gratitude and that level of recognizing God's love for me has made a big difference. I now sign off on my emails with gratitude. Prior to that, it was sincerely.
I used to do it regards
Yeah,
Because,
regards.
You know what? Because that was I learned that from someone that I was sharing an office with when I was running a team in corporate, when I was in the corporate sector, and she would finish her emails regards, and I thought to myself, well, that's an interesting way of doing it, because I would always say, sincerely or warmest or whatever, but she was so stern and so that I was like, okay, I'm going to do that to you too then if you're being so difficult.
Oh.
It was a challenge, let me tell you. That time of my life was a big challenge, but I learned a lot. That was when my EQ really, really flourished, and I was able to really, that was the time when I got certified, and I really took, my self-development, my leadership to the next level. So it was a great time. I had all the blessings wrapped up in a bunch of crap.
like my time away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to say that to you because I have a friend who also has done time, and we talk about that, and some of the things that we discuss is that how that was such a blessing, and
Yes.
it allowed this person to take some time. It was almost like a retreat. It was like not a silent retreat, right? Because I've been to those, right, with Buddhism and things. But it was a retreat, and it was the most profound and amazing experience that really transformed their life. And so I'm sure that you had the same thing, because now I see you, and when you said that to me earlier before the show, I was like, wow. But you know what, that's what happens to us. I was also a completely different person. I didn't do time, but I did time in other ways.
Yes.
I was married, twice. I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. I have had issues with depression, in and out, careers up and down, family dysfunctions. I've had it all. Just like all of us, I've suffered also, and that's why I am so passionate about EQ.
Yes.
Because EQ, because it has brought me to the other side.
Yeah.
And I continue to grow. It's not like I've mastered it. I always say I'm 100%
No,
crazy.
we're always growing.
Right?
If you stop growing, you stop.
You're dead.
Exactly. Exactly. You might as well just pack it up. Like the Vikings, you'll put yourself on a raft and you just go float away.
Right?
Right.
I always say I'm 100% crazy, but with EQ, I'm at 80%.
And I can tell you, you're better off being crazy than not.
Exactly.
Because at least you're exploring the different emotions. At least you're going through them and seeing what's going on with this, what's going on with that. And you're enjoying the world. You're not sitting in a cocoon.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
tell us about what inspired you to... So once you got out, right?
Yeah.
How long were you in, actually?
Well, 51 weeks I was on the inside. I was at camp. And then I did about 2.5 months at a halfway house. And then I did 6 weeks on an ankle bracelet. I had 3 years of probation.
And that was because of, I guess, the type of, what's the word?
What I've learned is that
crime, right? The type of crime they decide.
There's a lot of politics in it. And I don't know if politics is the right word or not. It is what it is for me. And like you said, like your friend said, it was a blessing. And I kind of joked when I was there, because in my mind, I was always going to take a sabbatical when I was 50 or so.
Well, there you go.
And there I was, 50 years old and doing a sabbatical. Self-imposed, of course.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, self-imposed. And one of the things I think is important for our family and friends out there to know is
do you think
let me tell you a little bit of a story. Okay, this was a great story. At a time in my life when I would go skiing once a year with a ski team, a ski club actually, and inside the club there was like a few racers, if you will, and every year when they went, there'd be one day during the week they would have races against the other clubs that were there. Big week of skiing for all of the state of Florida. And of course, South Florida, we have more skiers in South Florida than in the rest of America, or something like that. So anyhow, we were skiing, and they're short a teammate on my ski club. They asked me to be on the team, and I was like, well, I'd seen the race course, it didn't look that hard. But all right, I'll give this a try. Race day comes. It's a stunning day, and you can feel that crisp, cold air, and you're breathing it in, you feel alive. And I'm slowly pushing my way over to where the ski race area is. I can hear people shouting and hollering. I can hear a start gun every once in a while. But, this is going to be fun. And I get there, and they put one of those big numbers on me, you know, like you see on the Olympics. And I was like, this is really cool. This is a real thing. Okay. So I'm all ready to go, and one of the guys from the team, he leans over and he says, it's a little icy, but you'll be okay.
Okay.
They call my name, my number, over the start gate, and I'm thinking, it's a little icy. Icy. And I'm thinking, how do I handle ice? Never skied on ice. Start gun goes off. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. I'm off to the first game. Now, for anyone who's listening, and I don't know if you're a skier or not.
I hate skiing.
Oh, I love skiing. I love skiing. So, okay, so you can picture you've got like the little flag, and you've got to ski to the one side of the flag, and then you've got to go downhill a little further, ski to the other side of the flag, and then down, just alternate sides. How hard could that be? I get around the first flag, swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. I get around the second flag, swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. The third flag comes along, and I felt something. I felt like my foot got to go, bum, bum. Just a bit, bum, bum. And I'm staring at the sky. I'm flying through the air, man. And there I land on my back. One ski's flying over this way, the other ski's flying over that way. My poles are nowhere to be for me to see.
Oh my God.
And I do what I can to stand up. And everyone's pointing, there's your ski, you know, and I've got these the ski boots on. I get to my skis. I get one ski on. I get the other ski on. I find my poles somewhere. I know I've blown the race by now. I know there's no way I'm disqualified, right? I pushed. I was crossing that finish line, no matter what it takes.
Okay.
Got that. And you know what? The good part is you get 2 tries.
Oh.
I got back up there, and I did it again. I raced that race, made it all the way down that mountain that time, went right through the finish line, and don't give up.
Don't give up.
You do not give up.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So for everyone out there, yes,
Yeah.
don't give up.
Don't give up.
When you fall down, get back up. It seems like the simplest thing.
Yeah, it's
Doesn't
very
it?
challenging. Because life is very challenging. I mean, this is part of EQ. This is
It
part
really
of EQ.
is.
This is where, there are some days, even now, there's a lot of challenges with life and relationships and
Yes.
family and finances. Right now it's one of the, probably for everybody, finances are a big problem for everyone.
Yes.
And, how do you stay in the calm and not in the fear of, oh my God, what will be? Will we get our, bills paid? Will the collectors start calling? Will my car get taken away? Will I have money for food? These are real.
And that's part of that that downward spiral, and the mountain, the ski race is a great analogy for what you're describing, because each of those flags could be an obstacle that you're experiencing in life, and every time you have that obstacle, what are you feeling emotionally? Are you feeling like you are going to make it, or are you feeling like you're not going to make it? One of the most important things I've learned, and I've seen this with my clients with the social media marketing also, is so many times you go into that, it didn't work, and you give up. And the worst thing you can do is give up on yourself. Some people do that. It's not worth it. You've got to be able to understand there's another opportunity there. And using See, being a marketing person, I use a lot of words, and I love descriptive words. You know, you could say when someone asks you, "How did that go?" And for me, for the ski race, I laugh every time I think about it. Because for a very brief second there, I was doing that really cool thing of skiing backwards. And there was a photographer there, and he got the pictures. I'm like, I really was skiing backwards. So I had a new experience.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
Yeah, so it's for those questions and ask yourself, how are you feeling? You know, and finding that word, that adjective or that adverb, that descriptive word that changes the emotion. And using discernment to understand when you're having an emotion and you're using a word in your mind that causes that downward spiral. Do you know we actually think in mental images?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So those mental images are tied to your emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And you can give that mental image whatever emotion you want to. You could either say you're fantastic, or you could say you're super fantastic. You can say you're having a good day, or you're having a great day. You can either say I had a lousy experience, or you can say I had a not so good experience. It's the words you use. It's the same when you're doing your marketing. It's the words that you use that people relate to. And we talked a little bit about the people around you and how they're influencing your upward spiral or your downward spiral. And prior to my experience away, which is
that's what we'll call it, at her retreat.
At my sabbatical, my retreat, I actually was around people that didn't have a high regard for rules. I was around people that just go make a buck, you know. And I've learned to be very, very careful who I surround myself with. You know, I had a conversation with a gal, and we were going to have dinner, and I got off the phone, and I really gave this some thought, and this is a sign of my emotional growth. 5 years ago, she was a lot of fun to hang out with, right? So 5 years ago, yeah, I wouldn't have thought twice. I'd have gone out to dinner with her, spent another couple of hours of my life with her. Nope, we're losing things. I got off the phone with her the other day, and I scratched my head. I'm like, okay, something doesn't feel right. That's the first clue to emotional intelligence.
Emotional, yep, it's your
Something
intuition.
doesn't feel right.
Mm-hmm.
So I sat down and quietly turned off the radio. What's different? And what I've learned, and on my sabbatical, I actually have a sheet of paper where I wrote down what is a friend. And my top question was, do their values match mine? So I sat down and thought, do her values match mine? They don't. Will I spend more time with her? I will be an acquaintance.
It's very, very powerful. It's very powerful because, you know, that's exactly what I've been asking myself in the past year, that I've been really in a lot of transition with my career and with different things. I've been really praying to align myself with people that are in business or that are, you know, doing amazing things in the world, whether it's a career, whether it's a business, whether it's a job, whatever. However it is that we serve the world and make income, right? Because we have to survive. So, you know, I said the same thing to myself. I want to create a community around me of just nice people.
Right.
People that are just serving.
Yes.
Just to serve. Just to,
the money's a side product.
It's a side, like, for example.
That's what I've learned. It's a side product.
Yeah.
When I do the marketing, sometimes I see something I need to fix on a client's account. And, of course, like any business, I have different tiers of my services. I'm just not paying me for that. Like, I can't stand it not being right, though. I just go ahead and do.
Just do it.
I just take care of it for them.
Right.
You know, I have of course I have a coach and for my marketing business, and just got this huge contract. I'm very excited about it. So we were talking about what my role should be, and in terms of, because it's an e-commerce store. There's a lot of people already involved. It's going to be a bit of a transition from people that are currently doing what I do and transitioning over to me, taking over the accounts. And my business coach was, advising me on something that I didn't agree with as part of service. And she's very Christian, so I know for her, she was advising me because in the big picture, yes, you've got to be sure that when you are in service, that you're serving the right source. Does that make sense?
That you're just basically giving, that you're providing value, is that what you're saying?
Yes,
that
providing value.
You have to make sure that you're providing value before the almighty dollar.
Right.
And that's exactly what
Right.
we are talking about, is that, yes, again, we all have to make money. Yes, we all have to live. But that is where you surround yourself with people that do their best to support you as much as they can. So, for example, like, this microphone here, we used it last week. And Justin was on the show last week.
Yes.
Justin drove to my office. I work part-time as we, also build our business and do the other things we do.
Yes.
Justin drove this to my office so that I could use this today because I'm waiting for mine to get delivered. Well, something like that.
Those are the people you want around you.
There was nothing there for him. There was no agenda there. It was just, let me just do this for my friend and help her out.
Yes.
So these are the kinds of things. Yes.
And here's the interesting part of that, is when you are in service to somebody else, what you need will come to you.
Right.
And it seems like a bizarre, nebulous concept. I can tell you stories about, when I first came back from my retreat, my sabbatical, I didn't have much. But when it came to seeing somebody on the street, holding the sign at the corner, in the hot sun, traffic driving by them, I still would give whatever I had. Whether it was $1, the change in my little cup on my console. I just felt it was the right thing to do. And it's very interesting to me that what I have now, what I'm enjoying now, I believe came out of me giving to others and me serving. I believe that, it's little things you can do for another person, smiling at them, holding the door for them. It doesn't have to be a monetary exchange. You can give your time as a volunteer, of course. That's always a great opportunity to give and to serve. If you open your mind up and you ask yourself, who can I serve today? You'll start to see the opportunity show up for you. And it makes a huge difference in your life, in the quality of your life. Again, the quality of your life depends on the questions that you ask.
Yeah.
And
so let's transition from there. This has been such a beautiful conversation, and I know we're talking a lot about intermittently. We're going in and out of the marketing, which is awesome. So I want you to talk about real quick about your class that's coming up. It's on Thursday.
Yes, thank you. I almost forgot.
Yeah, I can't believe you almost forgot because I'm so laser focused on my class. She almost forgot. Good for you. I'm jealous. So tell us about your class.
I'm very excited. I love teaching. Teaching's in my heart. I must have been an educator in a past life or something. And I'm seeing when my clients come to me, talk about emotional good and evil, right? I feel like I'm the good, cavalry coming in to save my new client from the wild west of social media marketing. Because too many times they've either paid the wrong amount of money for something, or they've lost money on Facebook ads, their account wasn't set up so that they don't have the information they need to keep moving forward with the ads. So I decided I'm going to have a class. Thursday at 3 o'clock on Facebook Live on my personal page, Theresa with an H, Pantanella.
And we'll post it.
Okay, so 3 o'clock on Thursday, and it's going to be for an hour. I'm going to do some teaching. I have an open Q&A session. And what I want to see is people really get to know the very first step of starting 5 easy steps to make social media marketing work for you. I'm going to cover that first step in depth.
Very good.
So that everybody has that first step.
Okay, that's awesome. That's
Yes.
awesome. I thought that you were going to have like a different kind of class. So
Oh.
I was like, that's why I was like, oh my God, she's so calm about this class. Because our class is physical.
Oh.
So that's why, I've been really focused on getting people to, really understand the value
Yes.
of our class.
Yes.
And,
Yes, your type of information
very
in
different.
person
Yeah.
would be much more heartfelt and valuable.
Yeah.
It's going to resonate with everyone who attends. It's going to resonate with you deeper. And as an instructor, you'll be much better able, I think, to feel the emotions in the room and to guide people from where they're at. For what I do with social media, I'm working with words, yes. And the words trigger the emotions, and trigger the feelings. And that's actually part of step 2 of my 5 easy steps. Step 2 is, what do the words say? What is the message? Who is your audience? Who's your audience? Who do you really want to talk to? Like Esther knows that she wants to talk to nice people who want to serve the world. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very important to know who you're serving.
Mm-hmm.
So Thursday at 3 o'clock, Facebook Live,
Awesome.
that's what I'll be doing.
Yeah, well, we're going to make sure we post that information for you guys.
Yes. And if you can't make it, I do free strategy sessions also.
Oh, excellent.
Yes,
That's-
they're 30
that's great
minutes
value.
long.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So to schedule a strategy session, you would go to calendly.com/Theresa Pantanella /30MIN. So calendly.com/Theresa Pantanella /30MIN. MIN.
We'll post that also.
Okay, awesome.
So, yeah, so this has been really, really amazing. I love how descriptive you are
Oh,
when
thank you.
you speak. And so, I'm gonna.
That's how my mind works.
Yeah, I love it.
It's part of the marketing.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
I feel bad, so I don't go there because I don't want to take
Oh.
people's time. But I think it is so it's so beautiful, and it is so
It is.
amazing to sit there and really be descriptive. When I'm telling a story, I usually do it. So, but
Absolutely.
yeah. So real quick, guys, just a recap. Our class on September 22nd. Very, very limited space. Actually, a few people are looking to register tonight and tomorrow, so the space is like super, super, super limited. So if you still know that you want to join us, and what is the class really about? So I just want to give you a quick description of what it's really about. So, if you were on the call earlier, or on the live earlier, you heard me speaking about, my personal journey, and my journey of being, diagnosed with an autoimmune disease some 20 years ago, in and out of divorce. I've been married twice, divorced twice, up and down in career, issues with depression, loneliness, lack of purpose, lack of drive, isolation, all these different things, family issues and drama, and all of these things brought me to a point where I wanted to get into holistic health.
Yes.
And then break into self-development.
Yes.
And then ultimately led me to emotional intelligence. And it was emotional intelligence after going to all of these different workshops.
Yes.
And I was like the workshop queen for many, many years. After all of
That's how
that.
you grow.
It's how you grow. It led me, because everything leads you to the next. It led me to emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence has turned out to be the most powerful tool I have discovered. And it is through that process that I have now been able to attract an amazing partner, that my career is is moving upward, that my life is transforming
Yes.
on a healthy emotional state. Not to say that I don't have my downs, and it doesn't mean I don't have challenges like we all do.
Right.
I still have my challenges, but I'm now able to deal with them differently and more powerfully. And so this is what we want to share at the EQ Institute. This is what we want to share with you guys.
Yes.
With those people that understand it. It's not for everybody. It's for people that understand this, that value this, and want to take themselves to the next level. And that is what you will get out of this class. It is a registration only. Registration closes the 21st, which is in the next few days.
And today's the 16th,
And
so
today's
5
the
days.
16th, so 5 days. So it's on Sunday, so you have to register ASAP.
By Saturday.
By Saturday.
Register today to save your seat.
Yeah, the link is
Yeah.
going to be inside. And anyway, you know,
And it sounds like the kind of person that would be ideal to go to that is someone who's a little uncertain about why their life looks like it does. Someone who's starting to question, how come my life looks like this? You know, you had a beautiful post the other day. There was a guy like in a junk car sitting next to like a really souped up, gorgeous luxury car, and the guy in the not so hot car was like, "Oh, I wish I had a nicer car," and the guy in the nicer car is thinking, "I wish I had a helicopter." Yeah. So if
and
you're the
there was
guy,
a guy in a wheelchair
yes,
that said, "I wish I could go anywhere."
yes.
And he was in a wheelchair. So it's all
Yes.
about perspective.
It is. So if you feel like you can relate to any one of those thoughts, I wish I had X, or how come I don't have X? You know,
Yeah.
what is it that you want? And why is it not your life?
Right.
Why is it not the nicer car? Why is it not the nicer home? Why is it, you know, why are you not wearing the clothes you want to wear? You know,
Right.
Kim Kardashian has money and clothes because she asked the right questions, but also her emotional intelligence is there. Yes. It's open to you too. Yeah.
So, okay guys, this has been such a beautiful, beautiful experience, and we are so happy that Dr. Theresa has been with us.
Oh, thank you so much.
Mario,
This is so wonderful.
which is the other piece of the EQ Institute, just arrived. He was out serving others. You want to come say hi real quick?
Come
We
say hi,
We
Mario.
gotta wrap up. What time is it, honey? Because I don't even have a clock. It's 8:15. Oh my gosh.
We've been having so much fun, we don't even know what time it is.
So come say hi.
There we go. There we go.
Okay, so that's the other piece of the EQ Institute. And so anyway, we've had an amazing, amazing conversation. And, you know, if you want to reach out to Dr. Theresa and learn more about Facebook ads, I know we didn't talk a lot about that, but if you want to reach out to her, she does the free consultations. She's
Yes.
amazing. You've heard her tonight. She does such beautiful work, and she's just a giver.
I really am.
Just a giver.
I really am. If you've gone out there and done Facebook ads and it's not worked out, please call me. Let me help you figure out why it didn't work. I want to be your Calvary. I want to be the good part that comes in and helps you, because they really do work. The other part of it, if you use that little boost button, the boost button on a post was created because the entire ads manager part of Facebook was so complicated, most people couldn't use it and won't take the time to use it. So Facebook came up with like a really quick way for you to spend your money but not get all the benefits. So there you go. So there's more to learn.
There's
It's
more
more
to
than just
learn.
posting or boosting.
Yes.
You know, somebody asked me earlier today, they asked me, you know, does it make a difference for somebody's Facebook page if they are running ads? Huge difference.
It's, you know, we heard
Yes.
some conversations recently on you have to pay to play nowadays.
You do.
So, you know, again, if you want to learn more, you know, we're here to support you. The EQ Institute, we're here to support you. Dr. Theresa is here to support you. Please reach out to us so that we can support you. And let's,
It'd
you
be an
know,
honor.
let's do what we have to do together. So let's do our quote. I don't know if you know my quote. So we're going to do it. And then eventually
Tell me the quote,
you
Mom.
can do it with
Give me a
us.
hint.
So here we go. Ready? So the more
The more.
you know,
The more you
and
know
understand yourself,
and understand yourself,
the more the world
the more the world
understand you too.
the more the world will understand you too.
And then remember
what's
the best that can happen.
what's the best that can happen. Woo!
Okay, guys, take care, and we'll post all the good stuff on the post. Bye.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
God bless you. Good night.